All right. So happy, snowy Friday morning. I just got used to saying good afternoon on Fridays, right? And now we're back to good morning. So good morning. We'll get started right now, right away by diving inside. Today we're going to do a little bit of turning our eyes inward and really um, taking advantage of the energy of the winter, right? Because every season directs us in a different way. And the winter, it really truly directs us inside, right? And everything else in nature seems to kind of get it. Everything in nature kind of is willing to settle in and rejuvenate and regenerate now. And us humans kind of push against it a little. And I was laughing because I have this squirrel, this big squirrel that lives on my property. And me and the squirrel are friends. We've been friends for quite a long time. My husband even has stopped telling me to stop feeding the darn thing. I feed him. He's my friend. So he hangs out on my back railing every morning. And I noticed that lately he's been coming out in the snow, and he never used to come out in the snow. I'd see him very rarely. And I almost feel like because I'm feeding him and I've kind of domesticated him in some kind of way, that he's lost his inner rhythm of just kind of accepting and diving down inside and just resting. So it's funny how our thought patterns and our habits can cause us to resist what so naturally our rhythms are drawn to. So we're going to start diving inside a little bit this morning, and I'll talk a little bit more about the energy of the winter. And I'm going to read a little bit from a book by Joyce Roop, who's a wonderful author, and she talks about the different seasons. So for now, close your eyes, get nice and comfortable in your seat, tune in to that inner rhythm. And then notice the temperature of your body, if your fingers or your toes or your nose are a little cold. Just for a moment, in your mind, imagine a sense of warmth beaming from that sun that's always there, regardless if we see it or feel it. Imagine the energy of the sun beginning to warm your limbs, your fingers, your toes. Just really start to feel sunlight beating down from overhead, flooding your body with its fiery energy. And snuggle deeply into your own heart. Really turn inside. And then allow your hands to float together in front of your heart center. And as your palms touch, give it a little rub, your hands together. Then come to stillness, palms at the heart. And we'll open as we always do with Om Namo, Guru Dev Namo. Inhale deeply. Om Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Pause and feel. We'll move into our next chant, Agare Name. A few of you may not be familiar with it, so I'll just go through the celestial communication movements real quick. It's Adgare Name at the heart. Jugad Gare Name, bringing the thumbs to the third eye. Sat Gare Name, arms open to the universe. Siri Guru Deve Name, bringing it all back to your own heart center. 3 times together. Ad Gare Name, Jugad Gare Name, Sat Gare Name, Siri Guru Deve Name, Ad Gare Name, Jugad Gare Name, Sat Gare Name, Siri Guru Deve Name, Ad Gare Name, Jugad Gare Name, Sat Gare Name, Siri Guru Deve Name. Pause and feel. Allowing the energy that's flowing to you at this moment to gather. Maybe imagine it gathering right in the center of your heart, filling you with the sense that everything right now, exactly as it is perfect. All you need to be comfortable, to be peaceful, to move to whatever's next exists inside of you right here in this moment. Let yourself be filled with that truth. Inhale, hands up overhead, bringing that prayer up to the sky. Squeeze pelvic floor, navel center, everything up, up, up. Allowing the energy of your own prana, your own breath to permeate every cell of your body. And then exhale slowly, hands through your auric field. Fingertips, kiss the earth. Pause, gratitude. And then as your eyes slowly open, make your way into child's pose. If you have a bolster or a blanket, you can roll it and put it underneath you if you like a supported child's pose. You could take a blanket and put it in between your knees and your thighs. Find a really comfortable child's pose. Let yourself just settle in. Once you get there, begin to follow your breath, the inhale and the exhale. Letting yourself settle so deeply into this moment. So on Tuesday in Kundalini, I was talking about an Indian holiday that was occurring on that day. And it's a holiday that celebrates the transitioning from winter to spring. And the transition period is 40 days. I think it's a really beautiful holiday. It's called Basant Panchami. And I love the idea of beginning to welcome, to pave the way for what's next. But when I think about celebrations like that, there's a delicate balance there, right? Because it begs the question of how do I stay in the power of the present moment and still look to the future with joyful anticipation without trying to run away from what is? How do I embrace what is and really appreciate the beauty and value of what's here and now? As my eyes start to move toward things like warm walks in the spring and beautiful flowers, right? Can I take in what is and look to the future with joy and enthusiasm, finding that balance? The law of attraction says that that is the most powerful place to be in full appreciation of where you are and excited and enthusiastic about what's to come. Right? I remember somebody asking me a long time ago, I think I was transitioning from one job to another or something. They asked me, are you running to something or are you running away from something? And that's a really powerful question. Are we preparing to dive into the arms of spring with joy as it rises up in front of us, or are we running away from the cold and the darkness of winter? So think about that. The energy of what is. Can we dance in the energy of what is? Can we bask in the energy of what we've created? Because what you're experiencing right now is something that we manifested, something that we paved the way for before. So in this book, she talks about how winter is a lesson about the fine art of loss and growth. Its lesson is clear. There is only one way out of struggle, and that is by going into its darkness, waiting for the light and being open to new growth. And she talks about how winter slows us. It brings us to this place of sleepiness and dormancy. It says here, life waits, subdued and hidden in mystery, humbled by the pervasive strength of winter's presence. As the days of light get shorter and shorter, there's an invitation to an unhurried pace in the circle of life. The barren branches are hushed, hibernating creatures snuggle into their protective homes, and seeds of all sort bow their heads to the soil's quietness. Nature accepts the great change that the pilgrimage of earth brings. Now is not the time for stretching and growing. Now is the time for withdrawal and the restoration of energy. Right? And then she goes on to talk about how important the increase of darkness is for the earth's nourishment and also for our nourishment. Nature has been busy producing. It's time to slow down and rest. Without this rest, soil wears out and loses its nutrients. All of creation needs some time to pause and have its spent energy renewed. So do humans. Winter offers the gift of essential renewal. Winter holds a beauty all its own. In spite of the fact that many of us don't take kindly to the season, there's much wonder to be amazed at in the world of winter. And she talks about a solace, a hush, a settling that it brings to our hearts and to our minds. And then she also talks about the harshness of winter. And she says, because of the uncomfortable conditions of winter, it's natural to underestimate the positive value of the season. The same is true for our interior winters, those times that we're going through heartbreak or grief or struggle. Few consider their inner winter time something to enjoy, yet this season is too vital for spiritual growth. The human spirit needs dormancy and rest and silence and solitude. We need to slow down and refocus our direction and our purpose. And such is the same for our inner storms. We find the courage to stand strong, the faith to maintain a positive outlook, and hope for the future, all stored in the rhythms of our inner winter. And so she talks about how these times in our life, on the outside and on the inside, kind of force us to let go of our securities and cause us to reach out for help, to learn something different, to reach for some trust and faith that we might take for granted otherwise. So think about that as we move through our practice today. Where can we stop resisting and where can we embrace the gifts of winter? Where can we acknowledge, how strong we are and how we do have the power to change our outlook on things, to seek out that trust and that faith that the sun will shine again, whether it's the outer cold or some inner grief that you're dealing with. We'll talk more about that as we move. So from here, just come onto your fingertips. Walk your upper body to your right. If you're seated, you could just take a little twist over to the right. So if you're in child's pose, you're going to walk your body over to the right. Yep. And then come back to center and move to the left. And as you make your way back to center one more time, walk yourself up into a seat. We'll do a little breath work before we really start to move. So find a comfortable seat. You're going to bring the palms of your hands together at your heart. And then you're going to start to press into your fingertips to move the palms away, forming a little teepee there. You're going to bring that to your heart center so that the thumbs are facing up, the pinkies are facing down, and you're going to tilt your chin so that you're looking right through the center of that teepee. You're going to keep your eyes focused there, but close the eyelids. And simply inhale for a count of 5 through your nose. Hold for a count of 5. And then slowly exhale to a count of 5. And then continue that way, inhaling 5, holding 5, exhaling 5. Keeping that gaze low behind closed eyelids. And this is actually a meditation to release stress and clear past emotions. An opportunity to go inside and to release things that might be holding us hostage to our past ways of thinking, emotions that may lead us to replay sad events again and again in our minds. And it's interesting because even though some things that happened during the past, our minds play them again and again and again, and it's like we relive them, we feel them all over again. So allowing this breath to bring you into the moment. If your mind starts to wander, bring it back to the count of your breath. Really try to be present here. Just another minute. And on the next exhale, return to your natural breath. Let your palms move together. And just take a few natural breaths. And then with your hands remaining at your heart center, begin to circle your torso around your pelvis. Imagining as you circle around with your hands in Anjali Mudra, prayer mudra, giving thanks to the circle of life, to the circle of the seasons, to all of the cycles that Mother Nature naturally flows our way. Allowing your body to start to flow with the rhythm, the elemental energy that surrounds us. Same rhythm that kind of wakes us up in the morning, tells us that it's time to go to sleep. Really feel an expression of gratitude that we get to experience such a wide range of feelings and emotions and experiences. The next time you come forward, pause for a moment, almost as though you're bowing, and then start to swing in the other direction. And as you move in this other direction, as you reverse course, allow that sense of gratitude that you're flowing to move inward, right? Gratitude for that which exists inside of us that allows us to connect so deeply to everything around us. That part of us that knows with absolute certainty, not an ounce of uncertainty, that we are part of that natural rhythm, right? That we are so much like those flowers and those trees. And that we grow and we revitalize and we regenerate as we move inside the darkness. We settle in and we trust that light that we know is hovering somewhere, just waiting for us. The next time you come to center, pause there, hands still at your heart. And begin to inhale the arms up to the sky. Open your arms back like goddess arms, and then bring them out to a T. Give yourself a huge hug as you curl in. Come back to center as your hands come to your heart, and continue moving up, opening into goddess arms, opening into that T, really stretching, rounding, hugging, crossing the arms different each time you come forward. Hands to the heart, and just keep going. This ritual dance, just like the dance of our lives, the dance of the seasons. We open, we accept, we receive, we take that which we've received, we bring it inside, we burrow deeply into it, we let it have its way with us, its magic, it nourishes us, it nurtures us, and then we open again and again and again. Sometimes we're in the depth of darkness inside of ourselves in one of those inner winters, and our mind tells us that we're never, ever, ever going to emerge. We're never going to feel any different than we feel right now, and that's never true. Everything bad passes, and everything good passes. And good and bad are labels that we put on everything. You guys look amazing. The next time that you find yourself with your arms out to a T and your heart forward, pause there. Let your right hand come down to the floor next to you, your left arm overhead, really stretching. Inhale up to center and move to the other side. As you come to each side, really pause to stretch and then flow back to center and keep going. Bring your breath with the flowing movement. Next time that your right arm reaches to the left, come up to center, bring both arms up overhead. Just start to open and close your hands, your fists. To reach up, just open and close. And then do some wrist circles. Let your hands fall down to your knees. Do some circles with your neck. With each turn, remembering the cycles, the natural flow. We don't have to know, we just have to trust. Everything we need to know is revealed to us in this moment. Next time your chin touches your chest, move in the other direction. So the more that we're able to stay in the moment and be receptive to whatever it is, whether it's dark, whether it's light, whether it's sad or joy, to really embrace whatever it is, then the easier it'll be for us to find those answers. The next time that your head comes to center, come to stillness, pause. And as you open your eyes, slowly make your way to all fours. Coming into tabletop. And once you get there, just start to move your hips from side to side as if you were a puppy dog wagging its tail. Just start to move those hips from side to side. Maybe exaggerate a little bit so that your ribs are also moving. Yeah, you guys look awesome. And then come to stillness, making sure that your hips are over your knees. Begin to come down on your forearms. And then let your head and your chest sink down in between your arms, coming into puppy dog pose. So your butt is up in the air, but your heart is melting. Now, if you'd like, you can take some blocks and put them underneath your elbows here. That will give you a very big stretch in your shoulders. Or you could put a block under your head. You can just stay right where you are. Take a breath or two here. And then slowly make your way back to all fours. Once you get there, you're going to inhale your right leg up and back behind you. And then you're going to cross it over your left foot, bringing your right toes to the other side of your left foot. Then take a peek over your shoulder at your toes. Back to center, let that leg fly up to the sky. Bring your knee back down to the mat. Move to the other side. Left leg comes up and back, crosses over the right. Peek at those toes. Come on back up. Knee to the mat. Now let your right hand move forward. Left leg up behind you. Finding some balance, engaging your core. There's some wobble going on. Enjoy it. Notice what you're doing with your neck. Let your neck be in line with the rest of your spine. Extend, 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 and then slowly lower. Moving to the other side. I think it's right hand, left leg. Am I right? I don't know. Whatever side you were not on before. Find that extension. Engage that core. Find that fire in the belly. Extend, extend, extend. Let everything lower. Let your knees become wide, your big toes move together, your hips moving back towards your heels. Pause for a moment before you let yourself melt forward into child's pose. Letting yourself rest in child's pose. Winter is the season of waiting. It requires great trust and a willingness to believe that this angst will not last forever. Even though all appears dead and void of movement, there is quiet growth taking place. During the darkness, gestation occurs. In the caves and hidden hollows of winter, baby bears are born. In the frozen air, branches with terminal buds secretly grow every day. In the unmoving soil, flower bulbs are strengthened for their future journey upward toward the sun. In the frozen human heart, silent seeds of confidence are prepared for amazing new growth. While we wait in our winter space, we may be tempted to give up, to lose hope, to stop believing in ourselves, because we cannot see our growth. Winter only asks us to live with mystery, to wait patiently. We're required to keep a delicate balance between yielding to winter's silence and keeping our eyes on a future springtime. Each day challenges us to carry hope in our hearts, no matter how sparse our awareness of inner stirrings may be. Remember, this is talking about not just the weather, but those inner winters, those times that we're not quite sure of our place in this world, where the world seems like such a harsh place. Take another breath or two. And slowly make your way back up to tabletop. And then once you get there, you're going to curl your toes. Let your hips raise up to the sky. Stretch out for a moment in downward facing dog. Then bend your knees and take a slow, gentle walk forward, coming into Uttanasana, forward fold. Really let your upper body dangle here. See if you can totally and completely let go. Let everything settle down. Finding that complete and total, unquestioning trust in whatever it is that flows through your body that keeps you upright. Surrender to that. No effort, totally being here. And then interlace your fingers and begin to sway your arms from side to side like an elephant swaying a trunk. Letting the movement move your body in whatever way it naturally does. And then slowly come to stillness. Bend your knees a lot. Bring your arms forward. Let your chest and your belly kind of rest on your thighs for a moment. And then very slowly begin to rise up. Like a flower reaching from the frozen ground up toward the sun, coming up little by little by little, until you find yourself standing at the front of your mat. From here, we're going to do a little bit more breath work. So you're going to bring your your hands together. You're going to interlace your fingers, but your ring fingers are going to remain straight. So sometimes we do that with the pointer fingers, right? Where the pointer fingers are straight. So Joanne, you should be up, standing upright. Sorry. So interlace those fingers. Bring those ring fingers so that they're straight. Everything else is interlaced. Right, so it looks like that. Everybody got it? Let's see. All right. Close your eyes. And just for a moment, again, feel the energy of the sun moving from above, moving through your body. The ring fingers are the sun fingers. They attach us to the energy of fire, of the inner warmth, the outer fiery energy of Kali, of Durga, of Shiva. Really connect to that energy. Inhale very deeply. And on the exhale, you're going to touch your tongue to your upper palate and just chant Om. So it's going to be Om. Om. Just keep going at your own pace, holding the mudra. Deep, deep inhale, exhaling. Om. This is called a meditation for absolutely powerful energy. When you're not sure, when you feel like you don't have the strength, that you can't get through something, pause and connect to this energy. And the next time you find yourself chanting on the exhale, let go of the chant, keep the mudra, just breathe naturally. Keeping your hands in the mudra, inhale your arms up overhead. And just start to draw circles in the sky, rotating your torso around your pelvis, letting the circles get bigger and bigger. You find yourself spinning in your space. And release the mudra as you continue to spin. Pause and spin in the opposite direction, arms still up in the air, but now the hands are separated. Beautiful. And then as you come to center, let your arms fall out to a T. Bring your body to stillness. Inhale your right hand to your heart as your left arm reaches back, twisting behind you. Come back to center as your hands switch, left hand on to the heart, right behind you, and just keep opening and closing, a flowing twist. What I find for myself when it's really cold and I want to get so cozy that if I move a little bit, if I really allow my body to dance and to flow, then when I move into that stillness, when I wrap that blanket around me and grab that cup of tea and that book, there's this deep appreciation for the coziness. I don't feel like I'm being lazy or doing anything wrong. I feel that energy that they talk about, that preparation for the inner growth. Whatever you do, do it with full enjoyment. Next time that you find yourself moving, twisting to the right, pause. Come back to center, both arms out to that T. Separate your legs a little wider. And just begin to reach for your right knee with your left hand, twisting up, coming back to center. Left hand to right knee. Keep going. Come back to center, arms out to a T. Step your feet back so that they're about hips distance. And then just let your hands come to your sides. Tadasana. Take a peek at your feet. Notice if they are parallel to each other, if the toes are facing forward. Nice firm foundation underneath you. And I'd like you to inhale your arms up overhead. And as you exhale, you're going to bow forward, bring your arms all the way down and then back behind you. Bend your knees a little bit. Inhale, back up, straighten your legs, reach up to the sky. Exhale, arms back, knees bend. Keep going. Moving that energy when everything around us is so stagnant. We always have the power to create movement, inner and outer. We can do it in the physical sense. We can also do it with our thoughts. When you're stuck on a thought, notice the thought. And then consciously introduce movement there. Think other thoughts. You might ask yourself, what's another perspective in this situation that's ruminating in my mind? Or move your mind away from that topic and onto something else. Practice your power. A few more times. And then the next time you come up, just reach up. Bring your palms together down to your heart center, eyes closed. Pause and feel. And separate your feet, match distance apart. Turn your toes out slightly. You're going to bend your knees coming into goddess pose. So you're just going to be in a very high squat, arms out to the sides. Right? Fingers are spread. And here, just start dancing and swaying any way that feels good. Bring every part of your upper body into it. Let your feet, your legs be your foundation. Just find a goddess dance here. If this is not good for your knees, then just start to sway, standing straight in Tadasana. Find movement here. Even close your eyes. Move into your heart. And then come back to center. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Exhale, right hand to left ankle, left arm up to the sky. And back up to center. Other side. Back to center. Inhale your arms up. Prayer overhead. Bring that prayer right through the center line of your body. Dive all the way down toward the mat. Plant your hands. Step one foot back and then the other. Let your knees move to the mat. Nice and wide as your big toes come together. Finding yourself in child's pose. Slowly come to tabletop. And just listen carefully. Once you're in tabletop, you're going to bring your right knee in towards your chest. And then just start to circle it out and around. Just make circles with that right knee. Yeah, there you go. And slowly begin to slow those circles down. Letting that right knee come to rest on the mat. Bringing the left knee into your chest. Circling. And slow it down. Let your hips begin to move back, coming into easy sitting pose. Once you get there, bring your arms up, bring your fingers into Gyan Mudra, and just start to circle your arms. Close your eyes. Just start to circle. Maybe feeling the breeze as your hands pass by your face. And then continuing to circle, start to bring your arms out straight. So now the circles are going to be round circles with your arms out straight. Reverse the circles. And then inhale your arms up, fingers still in Gyan Mudra. Right hand to the left knee. Twist to the left with the right arm straight up in Gyan Mudra. I'm sorry, the left arm straight up in Gyan Mudra. Yep. Pause. And let your crown really move up toward the sky. Let your spine get so long here. Inhale, back to center. Left hand to right knee. Twisting to the right, right arm reaching up, up, up. Breath, lots of breath here. Back to center, both arms up. And then as you exhale, bring your hands to your knees. Just begin some spinal flexes, inhaling forward, exhaling back. Next time you come forward, stay. And come to center. You're going to bring your hands together in front of you, the sides of the pinky sides touching. Bring your thumb and pointer finger of each hand together so that you're in Gyan Mudra. You're just going to hold that right in front of your heart. Close your eyes. Your ribs, your elbows can rest gently against your ribs so that you're very relaxed. Let your whole body relax. And we're going to chant along with Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Really pretty chant. Close your eyes and just let yourself sing. Feel this chant move through your heart. Just come to stillness. Just keep your hands where they are. Feel in silence for a few moments. That inner wisdom, inner strength rising up. That inner peace permeating every cell, every organ, every emotion, every thought. Allow the peace of the winter season to really alight on you. Allow yourself to fully receive that permission to dive inside and to rest and to grow and to feel and to be. Take that energy with you as you make your way to your backs. Taking a few stretches and twists before we settle in to a short Shavasana. Once you get there, first stretch your arms overhead. Reach out through your soles, your fingertips, stretching in opposite directions. Really stretch that body. And then bring your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your knees. Squeeze your nose towards your knees for a moment. And then release down, keeping your knees where they are, arms out to a T. Take a spinal twist to the right. And a spinal twist to the left. And back to center. Stretch your legs out, your arms at your sides, settling down, moving into the energy of rest, Shavasana. Resting awareness. I sit until my mind slips into silence. In that ellipse of thought, a drop of nectar forms. I pierce the perfect surface of this drop and travel inward an immeasurable distance. It could be light years or the smallest fraction of an inch. I'm filled with everything and nothing as I rest in the center of this mystery, utterly content. My striving mind is spent, and in the quiet I realize how simple it is to arrive and taste the sweetness, and how easy it is to forget. Slowly begin to deepen your breath, bringing movement to your fingers and your toes, allowing your body to stretch and yawn, and bringing the soles of your feet and the palms of your hands together. Rub, connecting to that inner fire. And then slowly begin to rock up and down on your spine or roll to your right. And we'll meet an easy sitting pose, palms together. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Please join me in sealing our practice with a long Sat Nam. Deep inhale. Sa. Nam. Moving your thumbs to the space between your brow, bowing to your own amazingness. Be loved, believe, be true to you. Sat Nam, everybody.